You're probably wondering, who's Jeremy Anderson? Jeremy is a husband, father, author, and top motivational speaker.
And put your hands together for Jeremy! I am here to tell you, you can be that holy. You can be powerful. You can be successful. You can be successful.
Mr. Anderson's speech today was passionate. He engaged our hearts, he engaged our minds. If I could have him speak even longer, I would for a minute. It was terrific.
But before the traveling and speaking, he struggled with drug and alcohol abuse and failure in school.
I actually had a teacher in 8th grade tell me I wasn't high school material. And those words follow me, like words are powerful. And so for the next 3 years, I went to 3 different schools for the 9th grade. Either I was getting kicked out or I was failing. And so being diagnosed with ADHD and all those other issues, I struggled, but I bounced back.
Luckily, his story didn't end there. He's now on a mission helping teachers connect with their most troubled students and students connect with their destiny.
How do I make Carver High School a better school, a better place? Like, how do I become the best me I can be? You gotta reprogram your brain.
He has done an incredible job. My kids, my staff have left here and they want him to come back. This is how good he is.
And I gotta tell you, it was awesome. I've visited schools all over the country with work that I did in my previous job. I've seen guest speakers come in, and I've never seen anyone as gripping and as passionate as he was today.
It was really amazing.
His speech has rejuvenated me and has given me the desire to stay in the classroom and work with these children that are hurting.
Jeremy has been invited to speak in hundreds of schools and conferences across the globe. And his passion for students has led him to produce his weekly show, Next Level Students. In addition to inspiring and motivating students, principals and superintendents also invite Jeremy to train and motivate their staff as well.
You know what really excites me is when I get to do staff training. You know, it's one thing to speak to the kids, but we really want the relationship in the school to work. So it's like if me and my wife do marriage counseling, it's not just me sitting down with the counselor. In order for it to work, it's gotta be both of us. So I like to motivate and inspire the students, but also have some time when I can work with the staff, because they're overworked and they're underpaid. They're tired. So I get to speak life back into them and remind them why they became educators in the first place. And when that happens, that's when change in the school really takes place.
Jeremy's passion for teachers has led him to write his most recent book, Next Level Teaching. Jeremy has even been invited to join forces with world-renowned motivational speaker, Dr. Eric Thomas.
You know, I'm amazed to even be traveling on tour with Dr. Eric Thomas, one of the top motivational speakers in the world. And we share the same purpose and passion. So to work alongside him, having an impact in the school system, it still blows my mind.
Jeremy's story and message of next level living has taken him from the East Coast to the West Coast and even overseas. He's spoken in South Africa, Australia, and India, just to name a few. Nothing excites Jeremy more than speaking at schools, conferences, and universities, helping people experience next level living.